Professor Carafit here to talk to you about the pre-lab for the dichotomous keying lab. So this lab will teach you how dichotomous keys work. This is important for identifying organisms out in the field, and it's something that you'll get a chance to do when we do the Jewel Moore Nature Reserve lab. So stay tuned for that lab. We're either going to all meet in person at the reserve and have an actual in-person lab out there, or else it will be online and asynchronous, but I'll let you know, we'll let you know exactly how we're doing that soon. But what we're going to use here is a dichotomous key like the one you see in front of you right here on the screen. This is a key that is used to identify organisms, and it comes in pairs. Questions come in pairs. That's where the word dichotomous comes from. So there are a series of statements or questions in pairs. Okay, so the first set of questions for this one: is the plant a vine or is it a shrub or a tree? And so let's say we're looking at a big tree right now that has acorns on it, okay? And it's got little narrow leaves, and we're saying, okay, what is this? And so we say, well, it's not a vine, so this says 7. Well, that means we go to number 7 and we skip all of these organisms. So all of these organisms here are vines, right? So we skip to 7. So we go to 7. Plant a shrub, that's like a little plant, or a tree, that's a tree, a big tree. So that's what we want. Number 16, that means we skip over all of these things. We go to 16. 16 says tree evergreen or tree deciduous. Well, this is a deciduous tree. It says go to number 21. So we jump to 21. It's not a gymnosperm, so it's an angiosperm, a flowering plant. So we go to 22. Okay, then it says leaves opposite or whorled or alternate. Well, on this tree, the leaves are alternate on the twig. They're not opposite each other. So we go to number 29. And once we get to 29, it says thorns or no thorns. Well, there's no thorns on this one, so we go to 30. The leaves are not shaped like it says here. They're not fan-shaped, so they're shaped otherwise. Go to 31. Simple or compound? Well, these are simple leaves. Go to 32. Are they long and thin or broad? Well, this tree has long, thin leaves, so let's go to 33. And then reading these two examples, 33B is the one that most matches the organism I'm talking about, and it's a willow oak. So the way these work is there's always a set of 2 questions. Sometimes those 2 questions end in the name of a species. Other times they end in numbers that tell you where else to go in the key to continue the search for the correct organism. So that's how these work. So the way I have the assignment set up for this week, it's pretty simple and straightforward, I hope. The first thing you're going to do is use this key that I've created to identify these kinds of pasta. So we have, I'll just tell you, A, C, and D are all hollow pasta. So they're hollow in the middle. And you have a ruler down here for scale. And what you'll do is use this key and type the proper names of the pasta next to them. Okay? Then I have a link to an example of a real scientific dichotomous key for insects that you can look at just to get an idea of what they look like. And then what I want you to do is I want you to use these organisms here, these caminacules. You've seen some similar to these before, and I want you to start here, and I want you to type your own dichotomous key, okay? Kind of like the example I have here. Follow a similar format, okay? So I want you to type your dichotomous key down there, and I want it to work well enough that you could hand it to another student, and they could key out all 8 of these organisms using your key. Okay? That's your assignment, and you'll turn that in to your lab instructor. All right, and I'll see you all, hopefully, well, most of you in lab soon, and good luck with everything. Remember to email your lab instructor if you have any questions.